Hi everyone, my name is Shannon O'Hagan. I'm the Assistant Director for International Recruitment at the University of Missouri. Thank you for joining us today for our third and final Facebook Live session of the spring semester. I'm joined here with a few panelists who are representatives of different offices on campus, as well as International Student Ambassador. And today we're going to talk about student resources and support available at the University of Missouri. So to start things off, I will have each of our panelists introduce themselves and say which office they're representing.
Hi, my name is Kenna Cornelius. I'm the coordinator for student involvement in the Office of Student Engagement.
Hi, my name is Eve Solbroken. I'm the coordinator of math-based science tutoring and the study plan consultant program at the Learning Center.
Hi, my name is Mustafa. I'm a freshman here studying information technology at Mizzou.
Hi, I'm Kristen Colbrecht. I'm the Assistant Director for International Student and Scholar Services at the International Center.
Great, and how this is going to work is I'm going to ask our panelists some different questions about their offices and the services they provide. If you do have any questions, you're welcome to enter them into the chat. And if you have questions after the session, you're welcome to email us at the email address that's on the screen here, which is inter@missouri.edu. So we'll go ahead and get started with International Student and Scholar Services. So Kristen, if you could talk a little bit about an overview of the types of services provided through your office.
So at the International Center, our primary purpose is to provide immigration advising and support to all the international community on campus. So Mizzou currently has about 2,200 international students. That includes undergraduate and graduate students. And we also provide support to about 1,000 scholars. And then within that community, we also have probably a couple thousand dependents, so spouses and children that are accompanying their students or scholars here on campus. We also provide workshops. Most of them are going to be employment-based and how you are able to obtain work authorization in the US once you complete your studies or during your academic program, so for internships. We also provide immigration workshops for opportunities you have to either live or work in the US beyond graduation. We also provide orientation programming every semester for all of our new incoming students, and that's for both graduate and undergrad. We also host events throughout the year. We've done Thanksgiving dinners in the past. We've also just hosted other smaller events on campus during the semester or provided support through the student organization here on campus, MISC. And then we also have a friendship program, which is sometimes language-based, but it's more just about building friendships and relationships in the community. And we also run a program called Kaleidoscope, where we send international students to Columbia Public Schools, and they can engage with the students in the classroom to allow students in Missouri in the K-12 school district the opportunity to learn from something more than just their textbook.
Great. So lots of activities, lots of resources for students. It's really kind of a good hub for our international student population on campus. And I know we have students watching who have just been admitted to the university. And so they're about to kind of transition over to International Student Scholar Services for their next steps. So could you provide some kind of basic information about what those next steps are for them?
Yeah. So first step, obviously, congratulations. We hope that you'll be joining us on campus this fall. The biggest thing that we can tell students is to check your email because the university is going to communicate a lot with you, whether it's Shannon's office, trying to finalize your application process or residential life, trying to get you to sign up for on-campus housing. And then our office will also be reaching out to you in order to issue your immigration documents. So the first thing we're going to ask for is financial statements, so that way we can create those documents for you, get them mailed to you, so that way you still have time to apply for your visa and are able to make it here on campus before the semester begins. So checking your email, and if you have any questions, obviously reaching out to us so we can provide answers to you.
Great. And once students are packed up, ready to go, heading to the US, what can they expect for when they're entering the US and coming here for the first time?
Unfortunately, probably a long line at customs. That's always the scariest part, I think, for most students when traveling. But that's going to be kind of the biggest hurdle that you overcome before you make it onto campus. And so just making sure you have all of your documents with you, making sure everything is signed, that you've applied for your visa and that you're ready to go. Once you're here, we do not provide pickup assistance, unfortunately. Unless you're a sponsored student, there might be opportunities for that. But once you arrive here on campus, we have a full staff that's ready to help and support you. help you with any housing questions you might have. I know that there's offices across campus that even while you're still at home are able to provide support to you in finding apartments either on or off campus. Immigration questions you have. I know Shannon's team works really hard to answer a lot of pre-arrival questions. And then our office kind of jumps in once it's time to start applying for your visa. But once you're here, hopefully this fall you'll be meeting a few hundred other really close friends once you're here on campus. And then I know Kenna's office has a lot of Welcome Week activities that are happening. So hopefully you're able to participate in a lot of those activities.
Great. One of the questions we sometimes get has to do with classes. And with international students, there's kind of a specific timeline for when they can register for classes. So could you explain when that is so that they can actually register for courses?
So this is a really good opportunity. If you have been admitted and you have not done the International Student Registration and Orientation, or ISRO, this is a really good time to do that. As long as you complete all of your steps, that will allow your academic advisor to pre-register you in up to 10 credit hours for the fall semester. That's going to make sure that you get into some of those classes that might fill up really quickly, and will allow you to maybe get in some courses that the domestic students are able to get in when they participate in Summer Welcome. If you don't complete ISRO, or if you are admitted a little bit later past the deadline to complete ISRO, you will have the opportunity to enroll in classes the week before the semester begins. So on that Thursday and Friday before classes start, and that will just depend on your academic department and what their advising schedule is and when they're registering students. So if you complete ISRO, you can do most of your schedule this summer, and then whatever you don't have registered, once you arrive here, your department will help you get in those classes.
Mustafa, I know that you were already in the U.S. in high school, so your arrival experience was a little bit different, but is there anything you remember about kind of your first week here on campus, or welcome week activities, or orientation, anything along those lines?
Yes, of course. I was a little nervous, but very excited. And just like she said, they set up a lot of events for welcoming new students, like Tiger Walk, you get to meet a lot of people and just get a feel for what it's like to be in college, and just really get accustomed with college before the semester starts. So they do handle that well.
Thank you. So we're going to move over and talk a little bit about the Learning Center and some of the resources available. So could you kind of introduce the center overall and some of the program services available?
Yes. So the Learning Center is the main central location for academic support outside of the classroom. So if you have any academic concerns of any sort, there will be assistance for you at the Learning Center. So I would say, I don't know if the number is something like 98, 99% of students who come to Mizzou use the university's Learning Center resources. So the odds are you're going to be using them, and the sooner you get familiar with them, the more we can assist you. And so I would love it if you would come seek out the Learning Center soon and early on. And I think, you have the website up. This is the website, and if you could, get familiar with learningcenter.missouri.edu. learningcenter.missouri.edu. This is what you'll find, and this has all of our services in tabs. So we've got, if you've got academic concerns, a lot of the larger undergraduate, like first year or two courses, we have Tiger Tutor help sessions for, and those are going to be listed on the Tiger Tutors tab. The Writing Center is something that's used by everybody all the time for writing papers, anything that involves words. They always say if you have a sentence, you can go to the Writing Center and get assistance with it. We have a lot of resources even through the Writing Center, including you can do it online, you can go meet somebody in person, you can make an appointment, you can do a walk-in appointment. That's also true of the Tiger Tutor sessions, you can just walk into those. So after the Writing Center, the Study Plan Consultant Program, if you, like most people, this is in the United States, you come out of high school and I don't know, you come out of high school and most people here don't think they're really ready for what they're going to need to do in college. You know what I mean? Would you say that's kind of true?
I agree.
And the Study Plan Consultant Program is one of our tools to try to help with that, because if you have you heard of this program? Okay, it's my program, so I'm glad. It's a nice, neat, compact, easy peasy program that students come and sign up for preferably early in the semester again, but you can come anytime weeks 1 through 12. It's free to everybody, and about 1,000 students every year use it. So it's used by everybody, from people who are 4.0, we have 4.0s, to people who are coming off of appeal. We have everybody coming and using this because it's what A students do anyway, really. I always say your time is managed, you're organized, you know what your resources are, you know how to use them to achieve academic success, and you know what your grades are all the time, and you have a plan for an exam or a paper. It's kind of this neat little package. So it's just typically 2 appointments, and you start the semester off strong. So if you go to learningcenter.missouri.edu and you click on the Study Plan Consultant tab, there's more information. Net Tutoring is a neat outsourced program we have available for people who are distance learners or students who are on campus, but it's 10 o'clock at night and you don't have somebody to ask a question. You can log on to Net Tutor and ask a question. We have private tutoring available. You can hire a tutor privately. It's going to, of course, cost money. Everything else up here is free. So the private tutoring is going to cost you money, but if you really just want to hire a private tutor, we facilitate you meeting some of these people who are interested in tutoring. We don't train those folks, we train everybody else extensively, actually. We have all sorts of certifications for the training programs that we use, but the private tutoring is up to you, but we help you guys find each other. And yeah, and then there's other resources.
This is a great resource for information, a good website you can go to explore, to learn more about it. One of the ones I wanted to get a little bit more into was Tiger Tutoring. If you could maybe explain what is a Tiger Tutor and kind of how that works, how students can access the service.
Is it possible to click on Tiger Tutors? Yeah. Awesome. So Tiger Tutor Sessions is our open help sessions. These are tutoring sessions, and they're well staffed with people who have been tutoring for a while and who have been well trained. I mean, most of our Tiger tutors have been tutoring for a couple of years, maybe, even more. And these sessions, for instance, I'll just because I know Mustafa, you're in engineering,
Right?
So, and I think we do get a number. I work with a number of folks from engineering, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit.
Sure.
But if you're taking chemistry 1320, everybody takes. Did you take? Are you going to?
Probably.
Do you know if you have to? And most people from engineering seem to need that, and or math. I don't do the math program, but I'll talk about Chem 1320. If you take Chem 1320 and there's a lot of content, I think that's universal in sciences and in math. There's just a lot of content that you go over. So I have a help session for that. I have help sessions for that every semester at this website, and it's updated at the beginning of every semester. So just again, get familiar with this website. But if you go to any of these locations and times that we list for, like on the right-hand side, all those courses, go to the main courses, and then it tells you the course numbers. Chem 1320 is our version of introductory chemistry, like kind of college chemistry 1, for people who have had it in high school but haven't had extensive, chemistry, but have had it in high school. So it's a very popular, very well-used class because it's required for a lot of majors. So I have help sessions for those and this isn't changing for fall, every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday for 2 hours each day. And then we also refer you to other resources, like through the chemistry department, they have TA office hours that are open to everybody. You can go to any TA you want. So we keep that availability too up for you on our website. But the Tiger Tutor sessions are open to you because you're in the course. Anyone who's in the course can come to those sessions on those days or times. And I would strongly, if I could wish anything on a student, not just coming from another country, but even coming from the United States someplace, is that you would get in the habit of going to do your homework in the Tiger Tutor sessions. Because when you're doing that, first of all, you're going to meet, there's always a group of people there who come every time. And if you want to meet sort of the people who are working hard to get the good grades, that's one way to do it. And those people that come consistently do well. Plus, you've got tutors, multiple tutors there to answer questions that you have when you have them. So it's like you're collaborating with your peers, you're meeting people in your major, and then you have someone right there to answer questions. And so you get the homework done while you study well. It's just a really great habit to get into. That's what if I could wish anything for all students, that would be it.
Great. And it sounds like you've already highlighted this, but just to kind of reiterate that all students can access these services and that you recommend it for students who aren't necessarily struggling, correct? So,
yeah. I mean, so I do a lot of presentations and I teach a course on some of these things. Once you hit college, and I think this is universal too. I mean, this is just learning. This is how learning works. And you have to have questions. You have to have questions you can't answer right away. If you didn't have questions you couldn't answer right away, you would not be taking the course. So you have to have questions, and you have to use resources to get those answers. There's no two ways around it. If you're not doing that, you're not learning. And so one of the things that we do when I almost think of it as adulting, it's like, he's like, all right, I accept this. I'm gonna think this way. And one of you have your professor as a resource. It is really good to get to know your professor in office hours, your TAs. Sometimes you have a TA or two. You're only a freshman. On occasion though, I don't know if you've had this yet, so maybe I'm a little early, but I've had, when I was an undergrad, I had occasionally a TA who was so great. Anybody who was so great that they were like, I went to their office hour and talked about the content. Have you had this yet?
I'm definitely have some good TAs.
If you have a good TA, use that good TA. I have a relationship, I have Facebook friends still, 2 of my former TAs, I love them. So
Professors, could one of you just say what a TA is? Please.
A TA is simply a teacher assistant that helps a teacher with the class, and you can talk to him instead of talking to the actual professor if the professor is not available.
Thank you.
And they're usually graduate students, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can be an undergrad sometimes. Like if you're taking Chem 1320, the lab section is sometimes taught by, there's a few super achieving undergraduates that do teaching, but yeah. So yeah, they can be gold. So professor, TAs, office hour, and again, like in Chem 1320, you can go to any of the TAs. There's a whole bunch of TAs. So if you don't like one, you can try another one. And then the Learning Center, though, our Tiger Tutor sessions, I'd welcome you to please just get into the habit of coming to them and using them. That's how I went to a different university, but they had the same sort of thing. That is how I got A's in chemistry. That is the reason I got A's in chemistry, is I did all my homework and everything in the open house sessions. So, so yeah, did I cover your?
Yes, no, that was great. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's some information about the Learning Center. Again, the website is a great resource to kind of learn more about some of the details of those program services. So now we're going to talk a little bit more about student engagement and some of the ways for students to get involved on campus. So particularly for students who are new to the university, coming here, what do you recommend, or what are some of the opportunities available to new students?
Right, so Mizzou students love to get involved, so much so that 86% of Mizzou students are involved in at least one activity outside the classroom. So if you're coming from outside the US, that might seem kind of odd, but studies show that students who are involved actually have higher GPAs. So if you're interested in getting involved, absolutely do it, I encourage it. We have more than 500 student organizations at Mizzou, and in addition to that, my office oversees leadership programs, service trips, student advocacy programs. We have an outdoor venture course. We oversee Welcome Week, as Kristen mentioned earlier. So lots of different ways to get involved with the university. And among those student organizations, so 500 with all unique purposes, you can really find anything that interests you. So if you enjoy running, we have running clubs. If you are bringing a spouse that may be F2, we have a Mizzou 2 organization that they can help get involved with. There's just so much, honestly, that it might sometimes seem overwhelming. So we also have this program called Involvement Ambassadors, which is just a peer ambassador who is experienced at Mizzou. And they'll sit down with you and talk about your interests, talk about your career plans, and they can match you with involvement opportunities that are going to help promote those interests or get you more skills for your future career.
And how do students, where do they go to learn about this information? How do they learn about the many different organizations available?
Right. So our website's pretty easy. It's getinvolved.missouri.edu. So again, that's getinvolved.missouri.edu. And there's actually a tab at the top that says Browse Organizations, and you can search through there and click on them, find contact information about, what they do on a regular basis, when their meetings are, and who their president is. You'll also see a tab available for the involvement ambassadors and how you can schedule a one-on-one consultation with them throughout the academic year.
And is there a fee to work with an involvement ambassador?
No fee at all. The only fees that you'll experience with involvement is that some of the organizations do have membership dues. And again, that should be articulated on that website if you click enough into the organization's site.
And you mentioned one organization specific to international student population. Are there other organizations on campus?
Absolutely. We have so many identity-based organizations on this campus. So again, when you're browsing that organization website, you can type in what country you may be coming from, and most likely you'll find an organization affiliated with it. Additionally, there's the Missouri International Student Council, which is a great group of students who they've experienced everything that you've probably experienced or know someone that has. And so they're great to get to know you and help you as you transition to the U.S. Also, if you don't see anything that you like and you're like, there really needs to be this on Mizzou's campus, you can start a new student organization. Again, it's a free process, and we have students that are dedicated to helping you see that through from start to end.
And just to hop over to the topic here, what are some of the organizations you've become involved with in your first year on campus?
I've been involved in MAC, Mizzou Computing Association, Greek Life, and recreational sports. Does that count?
Yeah, sure.
So
Awesome.
it's just a great way to meet people and get to know, people that like the same stuff as you better.
What sports do you play?
Soccer.
Oh, you like soccer.
There's also lots of academic organizations. So if you really love your major and you really want to get invested in that, there's usually an organization for every major out there, as well as there are undergraduate research opportunities. And sometimes these are paid opportunities. So that's definitely something to check out.
Awesome. And you mentioned Greek organization. Could you just briefly explain what that is for students who may not be familiar with fraternity and sorority life?
So basically, a Greek life is what it means to be in a Greek house. It's getting to know a group of people that you get to know them, and then you can count on them. You can just get close to them in college, have them have your back at any time. They help you with many stuff. And then Greek Life also does a lot of philanthropic events to help the community in Columbia and Mizzou. So it's basically just a group of guys or girls that you get to know and get close with them and just spend a lot of time with them as your college experience here at Mizzou.
So you're a member of a fraternity?
Right.
And they're typically affiliated with a national organization.
Mhm.
There's kind of an identity that comes with that organization. To further on another point that you mentioned, which was kind of starting your own organization, or even for the existing ones, are there resources available to those organizations through your office or your area?
Yes, so there's a group of students on campus that make up the organization resource group, and they do exactly that. They provide resources to organizations on campus. So they help with funding, so you can apply for funding for events or for travel opportunities. And they also provide leadership training opportunities. They provide space on campus for your organization to potentially have an office or storage, and really banners, marketing, all the different things that your organization may need to be successful, they're there to help you with.
Now, when international students come to the U.S., many want to connect with the local community as well. And you mentioned service opportunities. Could you maybe highlight some examples of service that students can participate in?
Yeah, the Office for Student Engagement has two really great programs. So the first one is Mizzou Alternative Breaks, and Mizzou, you'll hear, is the largest breaks program in the country. So what that means is during times that students traditionally have breaks in the academic year, they organize service trips out throughout the U.S. and internationally. So if you're here over Thanksgiving break and you just don't want to spend it eating junk food at home, you can actually go out in the U.S. or internationally and serve different populations. There's also Tigers for a Cause. So if you're looking for something that's more on a one-time basis or a couple of times throughout the semester, you can sign up for Tigers for a Cause, and you can get involved in the local community by serving different areas of Columbia.
And we still have some questions for you. Are there some other resources or offices on campus that you've taken advantage of you would perhaps like to highlight?
There's definitely a lot of offices on campus that can definitely help you with almost anything you need help with. But just like she was talking about, the Learning Center is one of the offices I used a lot for my math class. I used to go there for homework, review sessions, exam review sessions, and I think it's definitely one of the main reasons it helped me get an A in that class. And also, getting to know your TA office hours and getting close with the people in that class that also go to those sessions will definitely help you do better in the classroom. So I would definitely say the office that I've definitely used the most is the Learning Center.
I've always said to students, and I'm just going to jump in.
Sure, please do.
But when I do these presentations and classes and stuff, I've yet to find a student issue or concern that there's not a resource for on campus. I have not found one that, this is the 11th year I've done this, and I work with lots of students. And so if there's any concern at all, I've yet to see anything there's not a resource for. So, if you're a parent out there, parent,
Yeah.
I get it.
And don't be intimidated about memorizing all of this information. Odds are is once you start, talking to one office, they're going to refer you to other offices. So for instance, the involvement ambassadors always refer people to the study plan consultant program.
Oh, good. Yay.
And as a student, where do you tend to go for your information? Do you find it on the website? Do you find it from friends, or kind of where's your source of information?
I usually ask a friend first, and then if they don't have an answer for me, I usually go on a website. And if the office or website you've gone to doesn't have the answer to your question, they will typically refer you to another office or website that answers your question.
Great. And then I do have a question that anyone's welcome to answer, but I did want to start this topic here, which is, what advice do you have for students? I mean, we've touched on some of the offices available. Of course, there's so many resources and support opportunities for our new students, for our students in general. So this is just kind of a brief highlight. But I guess, what kind of advice do you have for students when they are coming to Mizzou for the first time to get the most out of their experience?
Definitely attend the orientation and welcome events and sessions they have going on. Take use of the offices like the Learning Center. They definitely do help a lot. And just don't be afraid to use or ask if you need help with anything, because they will definitely help you and make your life easier.
Does anyone else have any advice or final?
Yeah, whatever hesitations you may have, throw those away. Go ahead and just dive on in and get excited, get involved, and really embrace your time here.
I'll echo that, because I am very pro Mizzou, I have to say, but it's for a reason. This is an incredible institution, and the resources here are incredible. And if I gave a piece of advice, I would say again, and I'm biased, I realize, but sign up at the first day of class. You can sign up, then you can sign up for an SPC, a study plan consultant session. The reason I say that is that'll tie you into other resources right away for academic purposes, for sure, and sometimes other things. So that's probably from the Learning Center viewpoint. When you're fresh coming in, it's just a good way to they'll include you'll be getting a weekly schedule of all your resources for help. The Tiger Tutor sessions will be on there. So it's a good way, for instance, it's a good way to do that, to get started on it.
And I would really just encourage you to get involved from the beginning. Traveling halfway around the world, or all the way around the world for that matter, can be really difficult and very challenging, especially when your friends and family back home are all in a different time zone. That can make your transition here difficult. But the sooner you're able to get out and make friends or get involved through student organizations on campus or meet people during Welcome Week, the better that's going to set you up for success. It's going to help you with your culture shock transition. And just making new friends here.
Well, thank you all so much. With that, we are going to wrap up this session, but I did want to repeat that if you do have additional questions, we are happy to be a resource to you as you prepare for coming to the University of Missouri. And so the email address you can contact is on the screen here, and that's inter@missouri.edu. And we're happy to answer your questions or direct you to where you may want to be. But we very much look forward to welcoming you on campus this fall. So thank you for your time and attention, and thank you to my panelists here today. And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.